Are you ready to expand your horizons? It is here, the new moon in Sagittarius. I'm Meagan Maris, and this is your energy update for this lunar cycle with the new moon in Sag. And I'm so excited to talk about the huge changes that are coming. So, we are right at the verge of solstice. It is winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, it is summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. And it's all about like these endings and beginnings. So, I want you to consider what was happening around the equinox because for me, I feel like there was kind of like this opening of something that wasn't working and maybe like this moment of like another possibility. But I feel like after that we kind of went through this like roller coaster of unearthing and purging all of the things that needed to be released before that like epiphany could actually happen. So here we are now in the solstice, and it's like now it's the point where we are moving forward into this new chapter. Like the equinox was showing us what was possible, but work had to be done. And the solstice is like, okay, that old version of you, that old version of your life is over. And now it's time to move into the next chapter. Now, we've had so many challenging aspects over the past few weeks. I'm sure that you felt it. First, we had Mars opposing Saturn last week, and it was like things like really were brought to a halt. And it could have been like unexpected delays or things just taking longer. And this part of us that needed to like slow down and feel our feelings. Then Mars squared Neptune. So all of a sudden, we weren't seeing things clearly. We were judging ourselves. We were really looking at other people and feeling like we couldn't trust them. Our inner critic was louder. Also, this week, the sun was squaring Saturn. So, again, it's like just this wet blanket energy of feeling like we want the adventures of Sag season. We want the eternal optimism. We want to see what's possible. But we've been slowed down, and like it's like we have to get our spark back. And that's what this new moon in Sagittarius is all about. It's like activating the spark that's been lost by all of the challenges and the purging of this 9 year, the year of the snake. We're almost at the tail end of the year of the snake. So it officially starts the year of the fire horse in February, according to the Chinese calendar. But at the beginning of 2026, it's already a 1 year. It's a year of new beginnings. So there's so much that's happening now to get us ready for the new beginnings. It's like we've had this whole year of purging, and now it's like we have to let ourselves be in that hibernation stage. And so the answer is not to do more and feel like we need more effort. The answer is actually to do less and to radiate more and to see ourselves as the channel and the vessel so that the information can pour through us rather than having to go out and look for what's happening. So this new moon is conjunct to Venus in Sagittarius and Mars in Capricorn. And these are really beautiful energies. Venus in Sagittarius is about adventures in love and expanding our horizons when it comes to the things that we adore and we are attracted to and we appreciate. And then Mars is exalted in Capricorn. It's this energy of really having the drive and the endurance and the goals and the assertiveness to step forward and accomplish the things that we wanted to accomplish, maybe all year. I know for myself, I had this whole plan of how this year was going to go and all these classes that I was going to teach and workshops that I was going to have, and none of that happened. I didn't teach one class, not even one. And I was literally just in survival mode for most of this year, just trying to get through the day to day. And I'm still kind of like catching my bearings and stabilizing again. So I'm sure that you can probably relate. This year did not go as planned. The year of the snake was literally just so much unraveling, unraveling after unraveling after unraveling. And now it's like we're finally to that place of like, I don't know if I have any layers left, but maybe I do. And so now it's like we're in that raw energy, that primordial energy of like, what's left? All that was not me, all that was not serving me is now cleared. So what is left? And what's left is this new beginning where you are coming back into this new, radiant, sovereign, free, liberated self. And now it's time to prepare. In 2026, it's like we're going to hit the ground running. Just like I imagine that white horse just like galloping off into the sunrise. And it's just like, there's so much momentum and we feel that momentum. We feel it bubbling up right now. And maybe it's creating a little bit of excitement and some urgency of, oh my God, I got to get started. I got to do this. I got to do that, especially with Mars and Capricorn. It's like we want to execute the plan. But with Venus here, it's saying we need to start to envision first and have a little fun first and have a little time to like enjoy ourselves before we go full steam ahead into this new timeline. Part of that urgency is feeling like we need to compensate for what was lost and we need to catch up. And so if you're feeling like extra anxious or extra excited, that's not always a good thing because we really want to get to this space of feeling like more grounded. When we're grounded, when we're embodied, when we're present, we're going to make better choices. And sometimes that excitement is actually anxiety masquerading as a lot of excitement. So we just need to ask ourselves in the hustle and bustle of everything that's happening in this next lunar cycle, what do I need to be calm? What do I need to be grounded? How do I regulate myself? The more that we can do that, the better we're going to feel. Now, at the same time, this moon is square to Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. So again, this challenge with like the Sagittarius energy, which just wants to like party and have fun and have these beautiful moments of like just joy and elation and optimism. Saturn in Pisces is saying like, pause before you like go on full blast. You got to feel your feelings, right? And you've got to have that plan. And Sag and Pisces energy actually has more in common than we realize. It's both an energy of like artistry and creativity, just in different ways. And it's an energy of beauty, wanting to see the beauty. Sag wants to see the beauty in exploration. Pisces wants to see the beauty in music and in spirituality and intuition. But it's just like the difference of how do we find the beauty? With the Pisces energy, we find the beauty through feeling it. And with the fire energy of Sag, we find the beauty through going after it and following the spark. But when fire and water are squaring, it's like the water can put out the spark. And so if you're feeling dull, which is kind of like what this square can bring about, it's like the dullness to our magnetism. Sag energy is like, I want to take these risks. I want to follow my heart. And this Jupiter ruled sign is often successful, if not 99.9% successful in taking those risks. But Saturn in Pisces is just saying like, hey, watch out, because yes, you could be successful short term, but are you setting yourself up for burnout? Or are you setting yourself up to follow this pathway or this timeline when it's actually rooted in victim consciousness or in people pleasing? Because the shadow of Pisces is being deceived. So we really have to keep our eyes and ears open and ask for the spirit and the truth of discernment to guide us in this next lunar cycle. Because again, Sag energy just wants to be positive. And so we have to ask ourselves like, am I trying to keep the peace and enjoy the party longer by like ignoring and sweeping things under the rug just to keep the energy up? The Pisces energy is saying like, hey, like we need to just like slow our rolls a little bit. And so that's why I'm going to be offering this really powerful solstice ceremony where we're going to learn how to alchemize the fiery spark of Sagittarius and the intuitive glow of Pisces energy and really bring this friction into the fuel that's going to allow ourselves to catapult and catalyze this beautiful fire horse energy next year. But in the meantime, we just have to really slow down, pause, and breathe. So the moon square to Neptune, it can cause us to feel some kind of way. It can cause us to feel disillusioned. It can cause us to trust things that maybe aren't as trustworthy as we'd like them to be. And with Saturn, it's kind of like we have to be careful of like that inner critic. Again, I keep saying like the wet blanket energy of like we want to be happy and joyful and uplifted. But then like there's that part of us that's like, oh, shame, or oh, like disappointment, or oh, like betrayal. Even if it's things that aren't happening now, we have to be careful because Sag energy wants to go, go, go. But this Pisces energy is saying, hey, like if you felt those emotions or any emotions similar to those in the past year that haven't been felt, you've got to slow down and feel them so that they're not unconsciously directing your choices and your decisions. This is still a beautiful energy overall. I mean, this moon is just a reminder that like the best is still yet to come. Like we can have faith in our dreams and what we want to create and what we want to do, but it's going to take some restructuring and it's going to take some patience, which can feel challenging to a fire energy. So I'm going to be pulling some cards to give us some more emphasis of what's going to be happening in this moon cycle. And we have bliss. The mermaid empowerment for bliss is I embody the bliss of my soul's true purpose. So what I love about the energy of bliss is it's not like joy or happiness, which can sometimes feel polarizing, right? Where it's like up on this like high, and then with every high, there's always a low. So again, bliss is like that calm state that can go from joy to sadness or sorrow or elation, all of the things. It's like the flow of like just the peace and the calm of going about your daily life, doing the things that bring you joy. You might not always feel joy in the things that bring you joy, but you can feel the bliss of being in your purpose. And if you're like, I don't know what my purpose is, then you can always book a session. We can dive deeper into that. And then we have surrender. The mermaid empowerment for surrender is I'm available for the best possible outcome. So if right now in this Pisces energy, like there's this part of you that just like wants to control, like, well, if I could just know this, or if this was certain, then I'd be okay. The lesson is like, you just have to be available for whatever is the best possible outcome and trust that like, if you're just focusing on your bliss, the chalk wood carry water energy of like, what can I do in this moment? What can I focus on? Using that Mars and Capricorn to redirect our restless mind energy into being of service and into accomplishing our goals. And so finally, we have faith. I have faith in my fairy tale life. The energy of faith is what Sagittarius is all about. It's that spark of like trusting that things will be okay, even if we don't know how or when, they just will. And like the Sag energy is operated by faith. Like it's fueled by faith. That's how the risks pay off, because you have faith that they will. And so it's like, we're not going to know what's supposed to happen just yet. We're just supposed to keep ourselves busy with the things that are going to make us feel good in the moment, and have faith that when we let go and trust and surrender, like the universe is taking care of everything else. So moving into the tarot, we have the Hermit. This is really beautiful energy. It's a reminder that we are supposed to go within. So Sag energy can be social, and it can be about exploring the external, but it can also be this beautiful energy of like this internal exploration. So we can use the energy of Sagittarius and Pisces internally and say like, okay, how can I like explore like these inner emotions and this inner discomfort, and see it like as this adventurous exploration of our internal system? And then how can we use the imagination of Pisces to revision it into something beautiful, or to feel our feelings and alchemize them into creativity? We do have the Nine of Swords coming up. So the Nine of Swords is like a card of worry, right? It's like, well, what about this? Or what if this happens? And so we need to catch that, and we need to not blame ourselves. Something really powerful came through earlier, which I will be sharing in our solstice ceremony. And it's about procrastination. A lot of times we procrastinate not because we have a character flaw, but because we're so dysregulated that like our body is screaming to just stop and pause and to feel our emotions. And so if you're experiencing maybe some insomnia or restlessness of like, oh my gosh, what if this happens or what if that happens? And it's like you can't plug into the enjoyment of this beautiful optimism of Sag energy and the Sag moon. That's when you've just got to like really just pause and say like, okay, rather than a restless doing, because the shadow energy of Sag can be like, oh, I'm just going to ignore my feelings and dive head first into all these other things and distract myself. Like I feel like this is the unresolved emotions coming up at night. Like we're keeping ourselves busy and in this frenzy during the day, and then nighttime, like when there's no distractions, it's like, oh, there's the emotion that hasn't been felt. And going back to this procrastination piece, oftentimes in the frenzy of wanting to ignore the emotions, we ignore the tasks. We don't have the energy to sit still and really embody the Mars and Capricorn energy of task by task, getting things done because of this unresolved emotion and worry. Luckily, we have the star. So this is saying like the tower moments are over. Like we're rebuilding. We're going into a new chapter, a new timeline. The worst is actually over. It's just this fear of the rug will be pulled out from under us that's like keeping us up at night. But like those fears are unwarranted. We got to have faith. So finally, we have the Queen of Wands, which is coming up as our archetype to be this charismatic, beautiful self. And remember that it's our radiance that keeps us safe. It's when we're dulling our spark and our sparkle that we become susceptible to those energies of confusion and deception. The more that we can pour into ourselves and really allow ourselves to shine brightly, the safer we are. So I love you so much. I hope you have a beautiful moon cycle, and I'm so glad to be back here. Again, it's been such a challenging year, and I finally have the space to be able to start doing these energy readings and updates again. So I'm so glad to be back. I hope to see you on the 21st at 12 p.m. for our solstice ceremony. You can find that link in bio. I'm also doing 2026 energy reports, personalized pre-recorded energy reports, where you can discover how to embody your particular transits and everything that's coming in 2026 and go full steam ahead in this year of the horse energy, in this year of new beginnings and the new you that you're going to be meeting. This is your last chance to grab those 3 galactic channeled readings for $333. These sessions are normally priced at $155, and you're getting $44 off every single session if you buy 3 before December 31st. So there's lots of ways that you can work with me. Also, if you're an entrepreneur, an artist, or you have a business that needs support in web design, graphic design, video editing, creative consulting, all the things, I also offer that. So there's many ways that we can work together, and I wish you all the best in this beautiful new moon in Sagittarius. Have a wonderful day. Love you.